What's good, YouTube? Welcome back to another video of Maxed Out KB. So man, recently we've been talking a lot about visuals and how the representation of the game is going to look. Now we are going to jump in a little bit of the gameplay. We're going to look at some of the gameplay. We're going to look at some screenshots, and we're going to look at the details within how they're implementing blocking, how blocking looks, right? But mainly we're going to talk about the gameplay. We're mainly going to talk about the blocking mechanics. We're not going to really get into passing today. We're really going to be looking at running, and we're going to look at player logic, right? We're going to be looking at how you are able to scramble out of the pocket and the type of blocks that are being picked up. We're also going to be looking at how your offensive lineman is blocking, just because when you look at Madden and over the years, blocking for Madden, and the same goes for NCAA 14. Now, once again, because NCAA 14 was so immersive and because it was fun, you can kind of overlook the blocking to some degree. You tweak the sliders, you will get a pretty decent game, right? But one thing we don't want to do is rely on having to constantly move sliders. My brother, he's big on constantly moving sliders. The dude loves looking up all of these sliders and what they can do. For me, it's like, man, look, I get it and I understand it, man, but once again, I should be able to just get the game and should be able to just automatically get straight into it and play. But hey, it's not going to suit everyone. So what you're going to go ahead and see, look at the two guards. You see the two guards here. I'm gonna circle them for you. You got the two guards right here. You got your left guard going out to block one of your linebackers. You got your right guard going out to block one of your linebackers. But you see they're going out to go look for someone. See, now listen, I haven't played Madden in the past 2 years now, right? Here's my issue. Here's my biggest issues, right, with Madden.
All right, so it doesn't get simpler than this. Outside run, you see it just about every single football game. Let's slow it down, take a look at a couple key things here. And these will be more important toward the end of the video, but I want you to understand, number one, this player is essentially out of the play, right? I'm running to the outside. Now, I understand position-wise, he is deeper in the field, but I'm pretty much past him at that point. When you look at the players that we should be focused at, it's the ones that are in front of me, right, that I need to turn the corner on. There's no easier way to look at this than the arrow in which this blocker is running. He's running back against the grain of the play. In most cases, your blocker should not be running the opposite direction that you are, but that's exactly what happens here to set this edge. Now, this play should go to the outside. Now I'm in a position, because this player was not blocked, I have to make him miss. So am I doing a juke? Am I doing a spin behind the line of scrimmage? Or am I fortunate enough to have a fast enough player where I can just kind of turn the corner? But the edge here must be set. This is critical. We've already missed one of the two most important players that needed to be blocked. If there's three in the beginning, that's fine. As the running back, I can deal with one, but the blockers have to account for the other two. And as we go forward, the worst case scenario, the blocker is running across the face in the path of the ball carrier. Now, I ended up turning the corner and actually beating this player, but the problem now becomes there is nowhere for me to go. I have my own players in front of me and an unblocked defender. That's why it's so critical that run blocking, which is complex, be done proper, because if you don't have it done right, you get this mess.
Right, and there's a few things, right, and once again, if you continue to watch the full video, he will answer a lot of people's questions, right? But to add on to what he was talking about, right, when you look at the fullback, right, and this is what I mean when you will see later on in my video, when you continue to watch, how you have blockers who will continue to run straight. They won't pick up a block. You will have a defender about to be head up with the running back, right? Head up with the running back and the fullback, or a guard, or whoever's blocking for the running back, right? They skip over the first defender and then go pick up somebody that's not even in the play, right? And this is a prime example. As you can see here, you see the fullback running outside, right? Running outside, skip a whole player just to go block somebody else, right? And this is what I mean by game logic. So when you do look at this run play that Maximum Football is showing us, you see that the two guards are finding someone to go block. they're not doing that in Madden. Right? They're not doing that in Madden. But when you look at Maximum Football, everybody is picking up a block and everybody is finding someone to block, right? And to kind of give you an example, I wanted to pull up some college highlights, but you know what? Hey, I mean, we're talking about the NFL here. We're talking about Madden. When you're looking at pro athletes, you should get a good idea of what you should be seeing. So when you sit here and you look at Todd Gurley on a halfback toss, right? You see number 77 going out here, instead of him running all the way out, outside of the blockers, right, and go and find somebody that's not even in the play, that you don't even really need to worry about. He is going to go back. He's going to cut inside and find a block, right? That's going to give Todd Gurley more space and another hole possibly to be able to score. If 77 does not pick up 43, Todd Gurley does not score, or he probably will score, but it still gives number 43 an opportunity to still make a tackle, right? But because 77 decided to say, you know what, hey, let me go find someone to go block and let me go find somebody that is relevant, Todd Gurley get the score. But you're not going to see that in Madden. But you're seeing that here. And I can't really talk too much about it. I can't really say too much about NCAA because, you know, it was NCAA 14 that came out years, like almost 9 years ago. So the game has advanced since then. But what I can tell you is recently playing Madden, I still see the same issues that I've been seeing over the years when it comes down to blocking. Number one, when you're like somehow, some way, you're about to bust through a hole. You see a hole wide open, and somehow, some way, some defensive lineman is able to just get off the tackles easily and make the tackle. And I'm like, what? That doesn't make any sense. Either I gain 1 yard, or I lose 2 yards, or I don't gain any yardage at all. Right? But when you look at these tackles, when you look at these guards, you see them actually go out and go look for someone. So when you look at this play right here, you got the two guards going out looking for someone to block. In Madden and NCAA, they usually just run a straight line, and whoever is the closest to them, I'm talking about like pretty much an inch from them, they want to block them. Here, right, they're going to look for someone to go block. So once again, when you look at this, right, if you're a running back in real life, what do you think you're going to do in this situation? Right? See, I'm not going to go outside of this left tackle just because the chances of me getting tackled by this, I believe this is a strong safety or whatnot. The chances of me getting tackled by him is high, along with this linebacker that you have here in the back corner. Right? If I'm the running back and I'm looking at this, I can go behind this left guard right here. If these two, if the center and this tackle can hold their block. Now, I feel like the center will probably hold his block. It's the tackle that I have an issue with. It's the tackle that I always have an issue with when it comes down to Madden or when it comes down to NCAA. But if the game is realistic, I can use this left guard as a protection and run right behind him, and I can score. Once again, you continue to look in this area. This whole play, you had two of these holes wide open. And why are they open? Because you have guards going out to go make a block. It's simple. It's still, these holes are still wide open. These two holes are still wide open, and the tackles and the guards did what they were supposed to do, and they're still holding on to the block. Boom. So he pretty much had 3 ways of being able to score. So once again, this is just a small clip of what your run blocking would look like. The blocking mechanics is astonishing, right? The blocking mechanics is astonishing. Still some more work that can be done to it. But once again, man, it still gives you what you need, and I feel like this blocking is way better than what Madden is offering us. So here you have hit reaction, O-line avoidance, right? So now, once again, I've seen Madden do this. I've seen NCAA do this. If you go into practice mode, you are able to do this. But the thing is, once you go into the actual game, you're tripping over your own players, which is crazy to me, right? It's crazy to me. You tripping over your own players, but they don't do it in this. But one thing that I picked up about this video, in this video is how your wide receivers are coming back. Everybody's coming back to look for a block. Let's look at this again. Right? So when you have this quarterback running, right, and give a little slow jog, you see the wide receivers over here in the back, right? They're coming down to make a block. So let's just say, I don't know, the defense, I don't know, whatever player or the defense pull out an all blitz or whatever, and the quarterback is able to run out of the pocket, and you really don't have anyone in front of you, right? But you have a lot of defensive players pursuing you. Over the years in Madden and in NCAA, whenever I'm able to get open space, players don't come back and try to come make a block. Players just run right in front of you. So if you're running and you have an open lane, you just have free space, and you have a wide receiver or you have some blockers in front of you, they're just going to continue to run straight instead of actually coming back, circling back around and actually making a block. Now, Madden probably has implemented that into the game today. But what I can tell you is, over the years, those blocking has been the biggest issue. Now, mind you, I played Madden 2 years ago, right? Faithfully. Last year, I played about I want to say 1 or 2 games. And once again, I still ran into the same issues. So all I'm saying is, this is a big upgrade when you have people who want to play the game, who actually want realistic gameplay, right? Offensive lineman is not going, like, you will get cussed out. People, listen, once again, I played football since I was in the 3rd grade, right? I played football since I was in the 3rd grade. And what I can tell you is, mind you, I played defensive end, I played defensive tackle, I have played defensive line my whole life. I can tell you, offensive linemen are not, when they're blocking, when it's a run play, they're going to find someone to block. They're not just going to sit here and run in a straight line and run past a few players, or look at a player and just keep running and try to go find another player that's not even near the plate. With Maximum Football, they're trying to put in game logic where offensive lineman is going to go out and go look for someone to go knock their head off their dang shoulders, right? That's what they're trying to implement. Once again, with Madden, you're not seeing that, right? So I say the first year, what they're doing, focus on graphics, right? Focus on graphics, focus on bringing people in, because people want that visual representation, right? Next year, think about adding more in, right? And working on the running mechanics, graphics, gameplay, how the game actually plays. But then also, come the 3rd year, that's when you want to start working on animation, adding new animations, so on and so forth. But like I said, man, Maximum Football, man, is making big strides. Like I said, when you compare it to what they dropped, the game that they dropped a few years back, you can see the progression that they have made. So y'all do me a huge favor, man. Y'all tell me how y'all feel about this. But y'all do me a huge favor, man. Leave me a like, leave me a comment, and leave me a subscribe.